How you feeling after last week's loss, Coach?
Tough loss. One, because it's your rival. Two, in the way we played initially, and letting them jump out to a 17-point lead. I do think that I was very happy in the second and third quarter with how we started to come back. The fight that it takes to do that, to be 17 points down and to still, chip away at the lead appropriately. Still just, too many dumb penalties, post and pre-snap penalties. We didn't punt the ball very well. But again, we made another field goal on special teams. Kickoff was a little bit better. Kick return, we didn't get a chance to do any of those. It's nice to have a kicker as a weapon when you don't have to worry about anybody bringing those balls out of the end zone. And then punt return, I think we had an 8-something yard average, which everybody in the country will tell you. On punt return, you just want 10 yards, right? If we just get 10 yards, it's first down. The offense is starting off 10 yards better. So we had like an 8.5 yard returns over the course of the game. So, those are the things that, we have to build on. The defense, we had 3 takeaways. We still held a team that wants to run the ball to 40, 50 yards rushing. But we didn't do a good job running the ball on Saturday. And we still have got to do a better job, obviously, in the pass game. And that's, all inclusive, right? Like, the receivers got to catch balls that hit them in their hands. Aiden has to throw more catchable balls. And, just like anybody that does against us, and the time that you've been here and the time that I've been here, sometimes it's just throw it up and, whether it's say a prayer or throw it up and get that penalty, right? Like, there are more good things that can happen offensively than bad things when you throw it up in the single coverage, not double coverage. But we have to get better at those things. But yeah, it always sucks to lose to a rival, especially one that goes throughout every sport on this campus and their campus, wanting to beat them. So that part, stinks. But 24-hour rule, right? Like, now it's been 48. So, I had a chance to talk to the guys today, and we went over to the construction site, if you will, and got some bricks from the old building and things like that. And about 40 guys doing that today. So spirits seemed better. I talked to leadership council today, and just getting our confidence level back to where it needs to be. So that's a tough loss. But again, like I said last week, it cannot be, and it should not have been an end-all be-all game, right? Like, we still have 6 games to play. We are still 500. We still have a winning season in front of us, so possibly. So we got to make sure that we refocus ourselves and get back to work tomorrow.
We are 2-0 at home and 0-2 away. Do you believe that's a factor on our wins and losses?
Having as young a team as we are, obviously I think we are more comfortable playing at home, sleeping in your own bed and things like that. I do believe that sometimes, as away games go, when you're able to get on the bus and go to a hotel and, eat food at the restaurant or in the hotel, you get away from campus. I think sometimes away games can be cathartic, right? Like, it allows you to just focus on said task. Now, being young, like I said 5 weeks ago, can't be excuses, as we continue on in the season. But yes, there is, traveling away, and the coaches and the trainers and everybody else, that's, some of those things are going to happen. But, if you consider, Bloomington an away game, it's 45 minutes up the road, right? We just moved everything back an hour and started, right? So it shouldn't be that big a deal, Nate, but, when people talk about hostile crowds, and things like that, there's no hostile crowds. Like, I played in the swamp. I played in Nina Stadium. There's 100,000 rednecks mad at you. That's a hostile environment, right? Like, this is not a hostile environment, but it is a different environment. And getting those guys, young guys, and like I said before, our old guys are young guys too because they haven't played in games on roads. And, you know, we got to find a way to keep winning at home, and this week being homecoming, and we got to find a way to win on the road. And those are the two things for me as head coach to attempt to focus on for the rest of the season.
How did it feel to see Kendall get that pick six?
On the tape, if you look at the tape, JB is younger than I am, so he gave him all of the jump up in the air that he could. If you watch on tape, he and I both get, like, he gets some air underneath his feet, and I just kind of raise up with my toes. But he did extend above and caught it. And as a coach, specifically a defensive coach, when you get a pick like that and there's so much green grass in front of you, I ran with Kendall a little bit down the sideline, right? Now I'm looking backwards, and Quentin had two really good blocks to get that touchdown for Kendall. And Kendall just ran, right? Stayed to the near sideline, ran the way he was supposed to. You know, we do interception drill, you know, at least 5-6 times a week. And it's good to see that. No one blocked behind the ball. No one hit anybody in the back. It was really, really exciting. And then to find out later that that was his first touchdown of his entire life, that makes it even sweeter for him, right? Being the captain, being one of the captains on this team, and having success, doing what we just asked him to do. He went to number 3, he picked at the quarterback, he did his Serena, get his hands up, and to actually catch the ball and return it for a touchdown, that was awesome. And I thought, you know, I had this overarching feeling at that moment that was going to be the conduit to get the rest of everybody. All right, we're good. Like, they can't do anything to the defense. You know, offense just has to come along. Like, let's go. And Kendall said to me, actually, Coach, I forgot when you score on defense, you got to go right back and play. It's like, yeah, that's the part you don't show you on TV in the NFL, right? You just a 3-minute commercial break, and then after kickoff, there's another 3-minute commercial break. You get some time. Not for us, buddy. You're going to get 2 minutes, and you're going to go back out on the field. So I was really, really excited for Kendall, and really excited for the defense because, you know, one of the things we talked about this week was we needed to get some takeaways. And we got 3 picks, one of which was a pick 6. So from that standpoint, you know, that's a check mark for good. Like, we got a chance to get those 3 takeaways. And, you know, one of them ended up being a touchdown as well. So that was probably the biggest highlight for me, you know, on the day, because I don't think we had a pick 6 yet last year at all. And I'm pretty sure we didn't have one in the spring since I've been here. So, you know, for that to happen and for us, you know, Coach Sander to make the call that he made and everybody to be doing their job, nothing extra. That's all a microcosm, that play of just do your job, do it to the best of your ability, and good things will happen. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
What does homecoming mean for you?
You know, homecoming for me is, as a player and as a coach, homecoming's for the fans, right? It's for the alumni, the alumni, boards of trusts, presidents. It's for everybody else but the football team. And so sometimes that focus gets taken away from the game, which is why everybody's there in the first place, is to watch 2 teams, you know, battle it out. So I do think that you need to win your homecoming game because that's when the most people will probably be back. And in this year, in this instance, we have something to show them, or in this case, something not to show them, right? Like, we've knocked down the old gym now, and so anyone who has been at this school, who has gone to this school, you know, coming back this weekend, they will have never ever seen this campus without that building. The second building built on campus, or third building built on campus. So the progress that entails. to be tearing that building down, to be taking all that debris away, and to know that these three, if you will, three brand new buildings are going to be put in its place, that means a lot. And it will mean a lot to alumni, it will mean a lot to all these folks coming back this week. But ultimately, homecoming is, for fans. You end up having to, with all the events during homecoming week, you end up having to, curtail and remind the football team, football players that, hey, this is all nice and good, and everybody is celebrating, but you still have a job to do on Saturday, because if you are going and involving yourself in all of these, basically rituals, they ain't for you. They're just not. So to make sure that everybody's focused for the rest of the week is, my first and second and third job this week is to make sure we're focused on Saturday and not tomorrow, Tuesday night or Wednesday night or, Hall of Fame stuff on this weekend. So that's my job, to make sure that, we are more focused even this week than we were last week, because of all of the other, peripheral things that people can get involved with. So I think it is very important to win a homecoming game, because so many more people are back on campus than normally would be on campus. So to get a win this week and to get back above 500, goal number one. You want to know for the week, right? Any other cliche that you can think of for coaching. You get back and win this game, and you are back above 500, and you leave a really good taste in everybody's mouth who came back to see this new product that we're putting on the field. That can go a really, really long way, between the win, seeing that the new building is actually a thing now. It's not just, people saying that this is going to happen. There is some action being taken, and I think that can go a very, very long way. And winning this game this weekend and giving everybody that good taste leaving here on Saturday afternoon will be very, very important.
And then lastly, anything you want to say to the fans coming to the game?
To the fans, thank you. I mean, you and I were talking about this off camera. Like that felt really good in Bloomington this past weekend. Our cheerleaders were there. Thank you, cheerleaders. The fans were there. Thank you, fans. Like, that is something that, those kids turn around on the field, and you look in the stands, and whether you see mom and dad or not, or you see sister and brother, like, just seeing somebody, like, that's somebody's mom and dad, that's somebody's sister and brother, or grandma and grandpa. Like, it makes a difference in your confidence level, your how important you are to people, things like that. So I can only say good things about the fans right now. Like, we obviously want more people there this weekend, and to fill the Frank this weekend, but to have those people be there and to see, this new infant team that we have, and to come away from it feeling good, or at least for the, especially, I guess, the football alumni, people who played this sport like you and I. Yeah, I take into consideration what they say more than someone who didn't play this sport. It's just par for the course. And to have some football understanding of, all right, this is not just going to happen instantaneously. This is a process, just like we talked about all week with the guys. We have to follow through on this process. So the fans are a big, big part of sports. And for our fan base right now to keep growing, to see a good product, and everybody likes a winner, Nate. Everybody likes a winner. That's why people are fans of the Yankees and Alabama football, and can't even say the Cowboys anymore, but everybody wants to back a winner just because you're associated with them. So the more games we win, the better our fans will be. But I also don't want the fans to be discouraged by, the stuff that we're doing on the field, when we do lose a game. Like, we still need you guys, win or loss. We need you guys to be there. What most people don't get necessarily, unless you're mom and dad, we need the fans more in a loss than we do in a win. Right? So making sure that you're there at the Frank and you're loud. That means more than you guys will ever know. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, from all these coaches that are spending 100-hour weeks in these offices doing and preparing these guys to get ready for a game. That's what the fans don't always see, but I think they kind of know in the back of their mind, like the hard work that goes into this. So, they are, just some of the icing on top of being able to see the progression that we're making and being able to cheer appropriately and boo appropriately when we aren't doing something well or when we're not doing something well. All of those things matter. So they've been awesome, and hopefully I think we can just same thing as we're building this team and we're building this fan base as well. We got to give them something to cheer about. We got to give them something to show up about. And so that has to be us still winning games and winning them, to me, and at least in my opinion, winning them the right way. So we keep doing that. It's kind of like Field of Dreams. You build it, they will come. If you're winning, they will come. So we have to take up and follow through on our part of this bargain or partnership where we are winning games so that the fans will want to come see us play. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for your time, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you, Nate. Thank you, guys.